My name is Colonel Michelle Thompson. I'm 34 years old from Phoenix, Arizona. On my wedding day, I discovered that 10 years of serving my country meant nothing to the people who should have loved me most. They say a woman's wedding day is when her family celebrates her the most. Mine couldn't even be bothered to sit in the front row. But sometimes the best moments come when people finally see who you really are. June 15th, 2023. The Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina. I'd chosen it because my fiancé James loved the mountains, and after 10 years of desert deployments, I was ready for some green. I was in the bridal suite when my family arrived. Mom, Dad, my sister Rebecca, and my brother Tyler. I hadn't seen them in 2 years. "Michelle," Mom hugged me stiffly, "you look different." "It's the muscle," Rebecca said, not as a compliment, very masculine. I was stronger, yes. 10 years in the Air Force Special Operations will do that, but I wasn't about to apologize for it. "So," Dad looked around the suite, "quite the venue. Must be costing James a fortune." "We're splitting it," I said. Tyler laughed. "Right, what does an Air Force salary cover? The flowers?" They didn't know. How could they? I learned years ago that telling them about my accomplishments only led to dismissive comments about playing soldier or when are you getting a real job. "Where are we sitting?" Mom asked, straightening her dress. "I assume the first row, family side?" "About that," I started, but Rebecca cut me off. "Oh my God, Michelle, you didn't put us with Dad's business partners, did you? You know how important it is that we're seen in the right place." The irony. They wanted to be seen in the right place at a wedding they'd complained about attending. "It's so far," Mom had said, "and we barely know James," Dad had added. My phone buzzed, a text from my maid of honor, Captain Sarah Chen. "SecDef just arrived. He's asking for you." "I need to check on something," I said. "Make yourselves comfortable." The ceremony was set for 4 p.m. By 3:30 p.m., guests were being seated. I watched from a window as my family arrived at the outdoor venue. The usher led them past the first row, past the second, past the third. They kept walking. 4th row, 5th. Finally, they were seated in the 7th row, behind James's extended family and our military friends. I could see Rebecca's face turning red. She grabbed the usher, gesturing wildly. Mom was on her phone, probably texting me complaints. Dad was annoyed. Tyler just shrugged and sat down. My phone exploded with messages. "Michelle, where are you? This is humiliating. There must be a mistake. Your father is furious." I turned off my phone and continued getting ready. 20 minutes before the ceremony, Rebecca burst into the bridal suite. "Michelle, what the hell? We're in the back with random people." "Those random people are my squadron," I said calmly as Sarah helped me with my veil. "I don't care if they're the Pope squadron. We're your family." Mom is mortified. "Do you know who's in the front row? Some old military guys we don't even know." Those old military guys include the Secretary of Defense and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs. They earned their seats. Rebecca turned on her. "Who are you?" "Captain Sarah Chen. I served with Michelle for 8 years. I've been more of a sister to her than Sarah," I warned her. "It's fine." Rebecca's face was purple. "Fix this now, or I'm telling everyone what a disappointment you are." "Go ahead," I said. "You've been telling people that for 10 years. She stormed out, slamming the door. Sarah looked at me. "You sure about this?" They made their choice years ago. Every missed promotion ceremony, every deployment they didn't write during, every medal they didn't ask about. They want front row seats to my life now? They should have shown up for it. At exactly 4 p.m., the music started. My squadron formed an honor guard, 2 rows of dress blues creating an aisle. The sight took my breath away. From the back, I could hear Mom's loud whisper, "Is this a military parade?" I walked alone. Dad had offered to walk me if he had to, but I declined. The person who earned that right was waiting at the altar in his dress blues, General Michael Torres, my mentor and the closest thing to a father I'd had in a decade. The ceremony was beautiful. James looked perfect in his navy dress whites. Yes, my struggling fiancé was actually Lieutenant Commander James Mitchell, a nuclear submarine officer. Another detail my family didn't know because they never asked. As we reached the vows, the officiant stepped back. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special honor today. The Secretary of Defense has requested to say a few words." The entire crowd turned as Secretary David Hampton stood from the front row. It's not often I get to officiate a wedding, but when Colonel Michelle Thompson saved my son's life in Afghanistan, she became family, real family. I heard a gasp from the seventh row. For those who don't know, Colonel Thompson is one of the most decorated officers in Air Force Special Operations. Bronze Star with Valor, 3 Purple Hearts, the Distinguished Flying Cross, and, as of last week, she's selected for promotion to Brigadier General. The military crowd erupted in applause. My family sat frozen. Colonel Thompson, General Thompson to be, it is my absolute honor to officiate your marriage today. After the ceremony, during the receiving line, my family finally made it to us. They looked shell-shocked. "Michelle," Dad said slowly, "you're a colonel?" "Have been for 2 years," I said. "Brigadier General?" whispered Mom. That's... 1 star, filled in Tyler, his phone out, obviously Googling. "Holy shit, Michelle, you're about to be a general?" "The youngest woman ever selected," added James proudly. Rebecca couldn't speak. She kept looking between me and the Secretary of Defense, who was laughing with my squadron. "Why didn't you tell us?" Mom asked, tears in her eyes. "I tried. For years. Every time I called, you'd interrupt to talk about Rebecca's job at the mall or Tyler's latest girlfriend. When I made major, Dad asked if that meant I could finally quit and get married. When I got my first Bronze Star, you said, 'That's nice,' and changed the subject." "We didn't know," Dad said weakly. "Because you didn't want to know," I said. "You decided 10 years ago that joining the Air Force meant I was wasting my life. You never once asked what I did, never once came to a promotion ceremony, never once showed any interest in my career." "We thought you were just," Rebecca started. "Just what? Playing soldier while you worked retail and lived at home?" I shouldn't have said it, but 10 years of dismissal had built up. General Torres approached. "Michelle, the president's on the secure line. He wanted to congratulate you personally." "The president?" Mom squeaked. "Be right there, sir." I turned back to my family. "Enjoy the reception. Your table is 7, same as your row." The reception was in full swing when Secretary Hampton gave his toast. I don't tell this story often," he began. 3 years ago, my son, Captain Mark Hampton's helicopter was shot down in Afghanistan. Colonel Thompson, then Major Thompson, flew her helicopter into an active combat zone under heavy fire to extract him and his crew. She was shot twice during the rescue, but still managed to fly all 6 survivors to safety. He raised his glass. "They say you could judge someone's character by what they do when no one's watching. Michelle didn't know Mark was my son. She just knew Americans needed help. That's who she is." The room erupted in applause. I saw Mom crying. Dad looked stunned. Rebecca was filming everything, probably for social media, the first time she'd ever documented anything about me. During the father-daughter dance, General Torres took the floor with me. As we danced, he quietly said, They're your blood, Michelle. Maybe it's time to let them back in. They had 10 years, sir. I know, but family is complicated. Trust me, my daughter didn't speak to me for 5 years after I missed her college graduation for deployment. Now she's my best friend. How? I stopped expecting her to understand my world and started trying to understand hers. Maybe they need the same chance. Late in the evening, I found my family sitting together at table 7, looking lost. The party was winding down, most of the brass had left. I sat down with them, still in my wedding dress but with my jacket showing my ribbons. "I'm sorry," Mom said immediately. "We were horrible. We were so focused on what we thought you should be that we missed who you were becoming." "I Googled you," Tyler said. "There are news articles, videos. You're like a legitimate hero." "I'm still me," I said. "No," Rebecca said quietly. "You're not. You're so much more, and we missed it all because we were too proud to pay attention." Dad cleared his throat. "That general, Taurus, he said you're getting stationed at the Pentagon." I nodded. "Starting next month." "That's only 2 hours from home," he said hopefully. "I know." "Maybe," Mom said carefully, "maybe we could visit. You could show us your world." "It's not an easy world to understand," I warned. "We'd like to try. I mean, my sister is about to be a general. That's incredible." I looked at each of them. 10 years of hurt sat between us. But maybe General Taurus was right. "Okay, we can try." That was 18 months ago. True to their word, my family has tried. They came to my promotion ceremony, front row this time, by their own choice. Dad cried when they pinned on my star. Mom learned every ribbon on my uniform and what each means. Rebecca posts about her hero sister constantly, and while it's a bit much, it comes from a good place. Tyler's thinking about joining the Air Force Reserve. They still don't fully understand my world. They don't know what it's like to lose friends in combat or to carry the weight of life and death decisions. But they're trying, and that's more than I ever expected. The 7th row taught them something that 10 years of my absence hadn't. That respect is earned, not inherited. That showing up matters. That you can't claim a front row seat to someone's life when you've been absent from the show. My name is Brigadier General Michelle Thompson. I'm 35 years old. I've served my country for 12 years, earned more medals than I can wear, and learned that sometimes the best gift you can give your family is the chance to see you through strangers' eyes. Because sometimes it takes a Secretary of Defense calling you Colonel to make your family realize that their little girl became a warrior while they weren't watching. And that maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to watch the rest of the show.